And we're back on Chicano Tube. This is a special segment of Chicano Tube to bring awareness over to the brown community. I got mi amiga Vanessa Perez is here. Mi amiga Vanessa, first of all, thank you. Welcome for coming onto the platform. I want to give my platform to you, give you a total, complete, controlled voice for the platform for what you want to say. So, amiga, can you let us know what took place in regarding the situation? What took place? Can you give us a description of that? Can you give us a description of the details on where it's at as the journey for justice is happening? And then also in the end, if you could give us how people can help you and in this situation as well. So again, the floor is yours, mi amiga Vanessa. Go ahead and let us know.
Okay, hi, my name is Vanessa. I'm Joseph Perez's mother. My son Joseph struggles with mental health. He struggled since the age of 12. He was hit by a car, his head broke the windshield, and since then we've struggled with him, mentally, and constantly called the pet team. And one night he was 18 now.
Mhm.
And one night, I called the pet team and they came with the sheriffs, and the sheriff's department called child services on me. And they removed my daughters. They said my son not taking his meds and being mentally ill is neglect when you have minors in the home. So you have to pick. You either remove the 18-year-old adult struggling with mental health, or your girls are removed. And so what ended up happening was they removed my girls and my son became homeless. So it took about 6 months for me to get my girls back, and my son got worse. My son's mental health just deteriorated even more. He was on the street, and that's a whole different life. He really didn't go to high school. He did home studies,
Mm.
so he already struggled with socializing, and it broke him out there. It's a different life when you're on the street. And he started his I guess an arrest record. Now he was getting arrested nonstop. I think it was like over 25 times already, and going through crisis. A lot of the times he said, hey, I was cold, I was hungry, I had nowhere to sleep, I had to go to the jail. And one night he was walking home, and this is July 27, 2020. And he's walking home. And actually he had been arrested the night before. And I called the sheriff's department and I said, hey, Joseph is having a crisis at the moment. He hasn't been feeling well. Can you please admit him into Aurora Hospital, a 5150? I can meet you there. Help me, And they said, no, he's staying where he's at. And okay, and they kept him for 24 hours, releasing him the following evening. And as he's walking home, he's about a couple blocks from my house, and the same station gets him. And when the station gets him, it's seven deputies from industry station. And the outcome was, according to the reports, they beat him. They punched over 121 times. Um, a lot of them use words or statements like, I punched 10 times to his head, 10 more times to his face. I need him in the groin 10 times. One officer who's 6 foot says he had his right shin over Joseph's left and right thighs. And when you write stuff like that and you picture it in your head, you read it and it kind of goes past you, but you read it again and you actually visualize it. You can't move when you're in that position. And if you're 6 foot, you guys were intending to kill my son. This is what my son looked like at the end. I don't know if you can see. There it is. And those pictures are from the police reports.
Mm.
Those are not my police. My son was on the gurney. Um, an arrest should not look like that. An arrest should not look like 30 punches, much less 121.
Mm.
And
Right.
it's tragic. It's tragic. Surviving an arrest shouldn't look like this. And
So where is it at now? Are you doing any kind of legal measures? Are those kind of things underway, taking place?
yeah, yeah, we're legally fighting it and seeing what's gonna transpire. That's still in the. We have an attorney. We're just waiting for it to see what happens next.
Okay, and I didn't mean to cut you off on the story. Did you complete everything that happened, the details of that night?
you know, yeah, that's okay right now. But you know what I want to actually bring to attention is the seventh officer. His name is Deputy Paul Saldana. 2 years after this happened, he was placed and assigned as a school resource officer at Nogales High School, in here in West Covina. Um, and in his report, he says he believes that his 14 punches had the desired effect because my son stopped moving. And him being placed and assigned at a high school, and not only a high school, but where my daughter attended. And I fought for the removal of him, and he had no shame going to work every day, and I would take him to court for a restraining order and fight him, try to get him out of there. And it took me about 9 months to remove him, and now he's a detective.
Mm.
And it just goes to show the rotating and transferring that they do instead of removing and terminating, because these deputies should have been removed and terminated immediately. Because what's going to happen next is that whoever those deputies touch next, they're not going to survive. If
Now, is
they,
there any body cam footage, or what does your attorney have to go off of that's like on paper, written down, witnesses, testimonies, body cam footage? What's the evidence?
well, of course, the evidence isn't there. Of course, there's no body cams, and I'm glad you brought that up because you know what, they make it seem like my son was an all-star Mike Tyson boxer, you know, and if that was the case, then those body cams would have been released immediately to show that those seven officers were the victims. But that's not the case here. That's not what happened. There's no body cam because my son was the victim. And those deputies are known to be deputy gang members, industry Indians. That's what this is. They wanted my son to die for someone to get a stripe, someone to be initiated, something along those lines. And yeah,
Yeah. So there's you have a legal counsel, and they're trying to pull out all of the body cam footage, and I believe there was paperwork, right? That a lot of it was redacted. Or what was the stuff that was being redacted? Are those officer reports?
yeah. So we have 86 pages and 20 pages are redacted.
And those
So
are 86 pages of all of the officers involved,
we,
reports, or
there's a lot of officers that are involved that with the report, so we don't know what the 20 pages are. It's
mm,
heavily redacted. And I always say, like, if they admitted to punching and kneeing and kicking and striking, what could be redacted? Like, you already admitted all of this, and this is bad. This is not normal. So what could possibly be redacted?
I get it. There's a lot of kind of red flags here. Not all the footage is not being released. That was a good point what you've made. I mean, if there was something that they were in the right of, it probably would have gotten released already.
Yeah.
But you hear of these cases getting trailed for so long. I mean, and getting settled at some point, but it's like a long road before they get settled. There's a lot of red tape, because well, friends help friends, right? That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
What is your legal counsel saying? What's the next step in the process? What's the time frame looking like? What is the legal counsel saying? What's going to happen?
Yeah, there's no time frame. We know it's going to be a long process. And all I could do is keep sharing Joseph's story, keep sharing to you, to everyone on any platform, just to get it out there. Get it out there. It needs to be told.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
And
absolutely, amiga. And then could you also let the people know, let my viewers know, um, what can they do to help? Because they might be watching this saying, okay, well, what can we do to help in the situation? What can they do? Is there a petition? Is there something that you would like them to do? That way we can put awareness out of this.
yeah, they could go ahead and follow the Justice for Joseph Perez page on Instagram,
Mm.
and follow our journey. Follow our journey, and whenever there's going to be a court day or there's something happening, I'm constantly on there saying, "Hey, please come support." They can support that way. That would be great.
Awesome. And you said that's at Justice for Joseph.
Perez.
No underscore. Perez. Okay, Perez in all one word.
Yeah.
Okay, Justice for Joseph Perez on Instagram. So all of the viewers, if you can go over there and just show support. This is just stories from the community that are affecting brown people that we always want to highlight here on Chicano Tube. I'm gonna give you, Miss Vanessa. I'm gonna give you some final words. If anything that you didn't point out, didn't highlight, a point that you want to get across. Any final words over to my viewers at Chicano Tube about this story?
Yeah. If there's another mother out there that's been going through the same thing that I've been going through, don't give up. Keep speaking, keep sharing, get a hold of me, and just don't give up. Just keep your kid's voice alive, and share on it, speak on it, because it's not normal for our kids to be arrested and end up looking like this. That's not normal. That's not okay.
Absolutely. My prayers are with you, nothing but positive energy, and I hope the resolve comes soon and not too far off. Thanks again for joining us. I appreciate it, Vanessa.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.